Bellringer fans, it's a Tuesday, and yeah, we're up to number 3 on the countdown. What's to come up right after this? All right. Hey now.
Mr. Kovacs class. It's Mr. Kovacs class.
You might learn a ton.
It's Mr. Kovacs class.
It's interesting too.
It's Mr. Kovacs class.
And he's super cool.
It's Mr. Kovacs class.
On the countdown is mitochondria. Where would we be without the powerhouse of the cell? Yeah, mitochondria, of course. Mitochondrion, we've learned, is an energy-producing organelle, and it makes usable cellular energy called ATP. Right? And in my analogy, the mitochondrion takes checks of glucose, which is like stored chemical energy, and breaks it, caches it into ATP, usable chemical energy, ATP. ATP stands for adenosine triphosphate. Adenosine triphosphate, and it's like a battery that you can recharge by taking on and off this final phosphate group, right? Adenosine is kind of a nucleic acid, and then 3 phosphates stuck to it. Makes it ATP, the universal energy molecule. We learned that this ATP making is called cellular respiration, and it happens in 3 steps. The first step is called glycolysis, where you get 2 ATP. You basically snap the glucose in half. Then you take the remains of those glucose, the pyruvates, you put them into the mitochondrion, into what's called the Krebs cycle, and you get 2 more ATP. And then here's where the big money hits. You take the products of that and you put it into the membrane of the inner membrane of the mitochondrion, and you get what's called the ETC, or electron transport chain, and you get 32 to 34 ATP. So you can get anywhere from like 36 to 38 ATP if you do all 3 steps of cellular respiration. Of course, to do steps 2 and 3, you need this product, this reactant. That's right, you need oxygen to do that. If you don't have oxygen, you just stop here at glycolysis, and we call that fermentation. So all respiration starts with glycolysis. If it's aerobic, it goes through the Krebs cycle and ETC, and you get 36 ATP. If it's anaerobic, we call that fermentation, right? There's no oxygen. You just stop here at step 1, but you make 2 extra waste products. You make, depending on what you are, lactic acid if you're an animal, or if you're yeast, you might make ethyl alcohol, ethanol, right? That's the product of anaerobic respiration, otherwise known as fermentation. And of course, we learned that mitochondria respond to stress by copying themselves, making more of themselves. All right, that's how you get in shape, is by stressing out your mitochondria and your muscle cells, and then while they're recovering, they copy themselves. So the next time you have more mitochondria to do your exercise with, you do that over and over and over again, you wind up building a really efficient muscle cell with a lot of mitochondria. The super cool thing is you get your mitochondria from your mother. So we just figured out you could trace mitochondrial DNA back about 1,000 generations, right, to our 1000th great grandmother, and we all share the same grandma Eve, mitochondrial Eve, right? And that's pretty cool. And so, yeah, on Mother's Day, you can thank your mom for a lot of things, but one thing you can thank her for is your mitochondria. You have it, fans. Number 3 on the big countdown is mitochondria. Let's use yours today to do with Miss Bellringer. Well, that's done. And then to do the Edpuzzle lesson on mitochondria. And then, of course, the game. Today, you're going to be playing your games. Today, I'm going to mix people up, right? And have them play your games without you around. They just get your directions. So we'll see how that goes today. All right? Let's do this.